So I like to talk about the voice, because when you write your book, you have to decide your voice. And it is very important that when you give your manuscript to an editor, that they don't change your voice. Okay. So for me, my book is about I Am the American Dream, right? So one of the editor changed my word from American English to British English. And I told her, no, because first of all, I never lived in a British colony. So the only English I know is American English. So I say, I don't want my reader to read a book called I'm the American Dream and then see the certain words that is written in more British English, right? So that's very important. And so that was the previous editor, but my final editor was good. Yeah, she's good. She's American. And then another thing is, when I read this book from Dean Graziosi, he mentioned about that, he liked to write a book in his voice. So when I read the book, I really like, oh my God, Dean is really writing it, instead of like we read some books very passive. And yeah, so because of that book, I decided that I strongly want to preserve my voice, because yes, if some of my English is not like correct, it's more like an immigrant type of English, that's fine, because I want it to remain authentic, right? Of course, I mean, it has to be grammatically correct, but just the way of saying it, right? Yeah, and then in my book, I also purposely chose a different way of telling the story, because when I was telling a story when I was a kid, when I was in Cambodia, my English, I mean, the way I wrote it is simpler, right? And then talk more like an immigrant type of, it's kind of like translating English from my Chinese thinking, right? And then as I get older and older and older, it progresses, right? Because I want my reader to join me on the journey, yeah, and all that. So deciding on your voice, the style that you want is very important. Yeah, it's very important. And I would say, if you're writing nonfiction, be authentic. Yeah, be authentic. Because sometimes if you make everything sound so perfect, like, really perfect, it's not you. And then if you go do your audiobook, you may not able to read it because it's not you, right? Okay. See you next video.